The Varethi Dominion was old, older than most mapped stars. They had shaped orbital rings while humanity was still arguing over continents. Their fleets moved in perfect formation. Their cities circled suns in flawless geometric harmony. And their wars were decided before they began. For 8,000 years, the Dominion's predictive engines ensured victory. Entire civilizations were reduced to probability curves. Every rebellion extinguished in simulation before the first fleet mobilized. The Dominion did not fear conflict. Conflict was mathematics, and mathematics obeyed. Humans entered the galactic registry 4 centuries ago. They were not primitive, merely quiet. They traded agricultural yields for alloys, exchanged art for medical algorithms, established modest colonies along peripheral systems. They did not expand aggressively. They did not contest borders. They did not threaten anyone. The Dominion categorized them as low strategic significance, a compliant species. When the expansion corridor intersected a human trade route, the engines projected a 99.8% probability of human withdrawal. Authorization was granted. 12 days of resistance. Minimal losses. The Dominion fleet advanced. Day 1. Human patrol vessels retreated precisely as predicted. Diplomatic channels opened immediately. Requests for negotiation. Expressions of concern. Bridge officers aboard the Dominion flagship Ascendancy Prime observed in calm silence. Compliance pattern confirmed, the tactical overseer reported. Maintain projection. The engines adjusted nothing. There was nothing to adjust. Day 3. Human vessels returned. Not reinforced. Modified. Ascendancy Prime sensor arrays registered irregular hull signatures. Freighters no longer matched archived schematics. Reflective plating distorted targeting telemetry. Thermal output fluctuated in deliberate bursts. Recalibrate targeting matrices, ordered High Commander Telvor. Recalibration complete. Accuracy reduced by 13%. A pause. Cause. Non-standard hull geometries. Telvor considered this. Civilian retrofits are inefficient. Yes, Commander. And yet, the projections dipped. Victory probability, 81%. Still acceptable. Still mathematical. Day 5. Dominion supply. Convoys reported navigational interference. Asteroid fields shifted from documented positions. Mining drones altered gravitational vectors using repurposed industrial mass drivers. Star charts broadcast across Dominion channels flooded the engines with contradictory data. Thousands of overlapping coordinate revisions. Signal suppression, Telvor asked. Attempted human transmissions multiply. The engines began allocating additional processing strata. Projection stability decreased. Victory probability, 62%. A murmur spread across the bridge. Not fear. Confusion. The humans were not stronger. They were rearranging the board. Day 7. The cruiser Valeth Spear failed to exit hyperspace on schedule. Long-range telemetry recovered fragments. Debris. Station components. Structural beams from a dismantled human orbital dock. Arranged precisely along a predicted exit vector. A trap constructed from their own infrastructure. They dismantled their station, a junior analyst asked. For defensive denial, another suggested. No, replied the engine's liaison. They dismantled it for redeployment. Silence settled. The Dominion did not dismantle assets mid-conflict. It was inefficient. The Varethi spear was declared lost. Victory probability, 47%. For the first time in 8 millennia, uncertainty entered the Dominion's calculations. On Ascendancy Prime, High Commander Telvor requested manual simulation variants. The engines resisted. Deviation from established war doctrine reduces long-term stability. Telvor's mandibles tightened. The doctrine is no longer aligned with observable reality. Manual override was granted. It had not been used in 3,000 years. Human vessels no longer defended territory linearly. They abandoned colonies before engagement, only to return hours later from unexpected vectors. Sensor ghosts flooded Dominion scanners. False retreats triggered premature fleet advances. Each engagement altered human tactics completely. They do not follow iterative optimization, the tactical overseer observed. They do not optimize, Telvor replied quietly. They experiment. Day 11. The engines proposed decisive engagement at Arctelli's drift. Victory probability, 72%. Confidence partially restored. The Dominion fleet mobilized. Ascendancy Prime emerged into the drift. Empty. Human fleet not detected. Sensor sweep expanding. Moments later, the star at Arctelli's edge flared. Not a supernova. Not destruction. A controlled destabilization of its outer fusion layer. Repurposed mining charges triggered a radiation bloom. Particle density spiked beyond predictive tolerances. Dominion long-range optics failed. Hyperspace corridors fluctuated. Communications lagged. "We are blind," reported the sensor chief. "No," Telvor corrected. "They have blinded us." Human ships emerged from the interference cloud. Not in disciplined formation. In chaotic dispersal. Unpredictable thrust vectors. Weapon fire rotating in non-repeating patterns. Dominion targeting systems searched for symmetry. There was none. Recalibrate. Unable to establish predictive lock. A Dominion frigate erupted under concentrated human fire. Not superior firepower. Concentrated improvisation. Another vessel collided with debris, seeded deliberately across retreat corridors. "They are sacrificing their own ships," an analyst whispered. "Remotely piloted," another corrected. "They convert loss into maneuver." The battle lasted 6 hours. Ascendancy Prime sustained hull breaches along its dorsal array. 3 Dominion capital ships were destroyed. Telvor issued the command that had not been spoken in 8,000 years. Strategic withdrawal. The Dominion retreated. In the aftermath, the predictive engines were audited. No malfunction detected. No corruption. No sabotage. The models had been correct. Within rational parameters. That was the flaw. Humans did not treat war as rational containment. They treated it as adaptive creation. They dismantled infrastructure, weaponized misinformation, altered tactics mid-engagement without doctrinal loyalty. They abandoned efficiency in favor of possibility. Creativity was not deviation. It was their foundation. Within Dominion archives, a new classification was created. Unbounded adversary. Not due to strength, not due to technology, but due to refusal to remain predictable. High Commander Telvor submitted his final assessment to the Council. They are not superior in armament. They are not superior in numbers. They are superior in one variable. The council requested clarification. Telvor responded. They are willing to change. An armistice was declared, publicly framed as strategic de-escalation, privately archived as recalibration. For the first time in recorded history, the Dominion had encountered an opponent its future could not fully calculate. And the loss of certainty was more destabilizing than any battlefield defeat. Because for 8,000 years, the Varethi had believed the future belonged to those who could predict it. Humanity had demonstrated something far more dangerous. The future belongs to those willing to reinvent it.
In every galaxy, there are constants: gravity, time, entropy, and now humanity.